First question for you, when we look at the $1.2 billion missing, did you have any communications, whether in person, by telephone, by email or text message, or any other means that specifically contemplated, addressed, or approved sending segregated customer funds to serve as loans to, collateral for, or liquidity for broker-dealers, whether or not they were MF Global affiliates or non-affiliates?
I believe the answer to that is no.
So today here, before this committee, you're saying
I believe that
I'm just clarifying.
The moving of customer funds, I never authorized, I never intended to authorize, nor do I think anyone could misconstrue anything that I said that would authorize the moving of customer funds in an improper way. And so I don't, you put a lot of...
Let me try to be more specific then and not put so many of those caveats in there, because it was really trying to get to the point of, certainly in today's technology, did you receive any emails where you may have been CC'd that talked about moving customer funds?
To my knowledge, and I haven't been able to review all my records as...
Well, this is a pretty big deal, so I assume it should stick out.
If someone sent me a memorandum or a email or a PDF off of an email that suggested we use customer funds, I wouldn't have authorized it.
And you do not, at this point in time, you're saying that you do not remember receiving any of those?
At this moment, okay. I don't recollect receiving any of those.
If segregated customer funds were used for MF Global's purposes, wouldn't you expect U.S. Treasuries or similar securities to be placed in the segregated accounts as a substitute for customer funds?
That would be how the Rule 125 requirements would work on that basis.
Now, I do have just a couple more questions. You talked before about being notified that there was an imbalance, correct, just moments ago?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
Did any customer statements ever show that there was an imbalance in their account?
Congressman, I can't answer that question. I don't know the answer to that.
My understanding is that no customer ever received a statement. Do you have any knowledge of that? No customer ever received a statement that their account was in imbalance.
I don't know about that. Again, that I learned, as the governor has stated, I learned on the evening of the 30th that there was an imbalance in customer funds. I don't know if any statements went out subsequent to that date to customers, because the filing for bankruptcy was the next morning.
Governor, you talked before about having the right people and the right policies in place. And, I understand that that's important. Do you know Stephen Grady, Dennis Kleinja, or Joseph Murphy?
The first two gentlemen I know.
Okay. And the reason I bring up those names specifically is I think they were involved with the Refco bankruptcy, where a number of folks went to jail, and I think there were some significant fines paid in connection with related Justice Department consent orders. How they were connected to MF Global and what role they played in the weeks leading up to the bankruptcy?
Mr. Grady was responsible for trying to bring about this joint venture or the sale of our FCM. He was actively involved in those negotiations and framing that activity in the days that led up to the bankruptcy, and well before that. Mr. Klejna, Dennis, I couldn't always pronounce his name, was in our general counsel's office. I think he had previously served with the CFTC.
Were you aware of their roles with Refco?
I was aware they were part of the Refco acquisition that preceded my joining MF Global. Any
background checks, any things along those lines that would have highlighted the fact that they were involved and had some issues potentially with some fines through the Justice Department?
I'm not aware of those.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, my time's expired.